In this video, we're going to do 13.03 count-trues. All right, so I have the file downloaded and open up in Racket, so let's just go over it. Let's look for the problem statement here. Problem A, notice that the data design steps are done above. Let's just review that. So all the data design steps are checked off here. So we have a list of booleans is one of either empty or cons boolean list of bool, all right? The interpretation is that it's a list of true and falses, right? Because that's what a boolean is. And the data examples are omitted. We're going to write that along with the tests. That's fine. And here is the template that processes a list of bools. All right. So design the function count_trues, which consumes a list of bool and counts the number of trues. For example, count_trues of cons false on a cons true on the cons false. There's only one true in this entire list, right? The other two are falses, so it should produce the number 1. All right, finish the uncompleted steps of function design above, 1 through 5, like so. So just do those steps for the design of count_trues. So pause the video and try to work through this on your own. I'm going with spoilers, 3, 2, and 1. All right, I'm assuming that you guys took a good swing at it, so now let's go over it together. All right, so first comes the signatures. Count_trues consumes a list of booleans and produces a number. All right, the signature is that it produces the count of trues in the given list. Next to the stubs, let's stub this out to count_trues, consumes a bool list. And it produces a number, so let's just use 0 as the dummy value here. Next are some examples. So let's sketch this out. Count_trues of, let's say, the empty list. We know that this should produce 0, right? There's nothing in this list. There's no trues in that list, right? Let's do check expect. Count_trues of cons false empty, right? There's also no trues in this list. There's a false in this list though, but nonetheless, that should also produce 0. Let's do another test here. Count_trues of cons true empty. All right, now there's one true in this list. So this function should produce what? Let's do another example. All right, check expect. Count_trues of cons false, cons true, and then cons true again onto the empty list. In this case, there are 2 trues in this list, right? And 1 false. But we don't care about that 1 false. We just care about, the trues. And you can go on and write a ton more examples, but I'm just going to stop here. All right. So let's just run the stub against our test here, and we just get mismatches. That's good enough. So let's comment out this stub here, and let's grab the template that consumes a list of bool, right? All right. So now let's rename this like so. All right. So pause the video and try to work through this on your own. I'm going to go with spoilers in 3, 2, and 1. All right. I'm assuming that you guys took a good swing at it. So now let's go over it together. All right. So looking at our examples here, we see that the empty list should produce 0. So that should be our base case like so. All right. And now let's move on to the hardest part, which is looking for the combinator. All right. So it may not immediately jump out at you. So let me reason through this deductively. So we're consuming a list of booleans, right? So you would look into the documentation that consumes a boolean and spits out a number. There really isn't any. So what we'll need here is actually an if, right? So if is going to be able to turn that into booleans into numbers, right? So first are the bool lists. So in this case, it's going to be false. In this case, it's going to be true. And in the next recursive call, it's going to be true again. All right. So what do we want to produce when it's true, right? Well, arguably, we want you to produce 1, right? This is wrong, but I'm just going to go with it, and I'll explain later why when I run through it, all right? So what happens if we just produce 1 onto the recursive call of count_trues, which we will assume will produce the count of the trues in the given list, right? So this is the false case, right? So I'm going to run this code. It's not going to turn out well and passes all but this test, right? And since, right, 1 differs from 2, there are 2 trues here, and for some reason, it only counted 1. It only produces the number 1 here. So it's missing this other true. It's missing counting this other true here. And since this is the case of a bug, right, let's just comment all the tests that are working. So we know that these 3 pass, right? But this one didn't pass. So let's just hone in on that and step through it. And let's see if we can find the bug here. All right, so empty results in an empty list. That's good. All right, so we're calling count trues with false and cons true. All right, is this an empty list? No, it's not. All right, so we're going to take the else branch. So if false, then we're going to do the recursive call to the rest of the list. All right, so the rest of the list is going to be cons true, right? So we're moving that false. All right, so cons to true, we're calling count trues with this list now, so it's getting smaller. So it expands to that con right over here. It expands to this con. Okay, so is this list empty? No, it's not empty. There's 2 trues in this list, right? Next. So we're not taking the first branch. We're going to take the else branch, which is just an if. All right, so that if expands out here. So this is the first of cons true, right? First of cons true, empty is going to be true. And then if true, 1, produce 1, right? And then we see that 1, check expect 1, 2. 1 does not equal 2, right? So we're doing something wrong here, right? In a sense, what we don't need is 1. We need 1 plus the rest of the trues, right? We're not counting this true, this second true up here. We're stopping at the first true that we see for some reason. So what we need here, again, let me go back, is wrap this 1 against a plus, and then plus what? What do we want to add here? Well, we want to add the recursive call to the rest of the list yet again, all right? So like so, right? We want to add 1 onto looking through the rest of the list that produces the count of trues in the given list. So this will produce the right number. Run this code and the test pass. And let's uncomment all the tests that we commented out to run, to step through this, the one that was failing, and all 4 tests pass. And likewise, I can write another example here just for me to show you guys that I can do another cons true, a third true here, and it should produce 3. And if I do another cons false, let me just copy that down actually. So like so, and then do another one. Actually, I'm going to space this down because it's getting spacing onto new lines. It's easy to read. So let's do another cons false here. It should still produce 3, right? Hopefully you guys see this, right? This list has 3 trues, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 falses, like so. All right, 6 test pass. Let's keep expanding this out. Let's do 1 more test, and let's add another true over here, cons true. All right, so this one should produce 4 trues, like so. So here's the list: 1, 2, 3, and then 4 trues, and then 1, 2 falses. Run that, still produces 4. We're all good. All the tests pass, and you can keep going and making more elaborate, complicated lists. This function will just count the number of trues in the list. All right. So the last step is to test, review, and refactor. So we could simplify this. So I'm just going to do that for you guys, just to show that we can. So I'm going to come out this first version. All right. So if we see a nested con statement here with an if branch, we can actually put this part in a con branch, right? Like so. So we're going to take the true branch of the if statement and stick it there. And likewise, we can delete this if for the else case. All right, these are the exact same thing. I recommend you guys watch my video on cons and ifs if you don't know why we can do this, right? Because the nested if statement can just be replaced by con branches. And if we run these tests, all these tests against this version, it's going to produce the same result, right? Same way of writing the same way of writing the function, just different styles, all right? And it's up to you as to which style you want to prefer. Do you prefer this style where there's, just two cases and we do something in the empty case and then we can do something when there's something in the list? Or do you prefer to see it more in these fanned out branched version? Choice is up to you. Nonetheless, all right. So let's just submit this into a hand in. I recommend you guys do that and make sure it passes the grader test like so. So in this video, you learned that there are two places where we are doing recursive calls, right? Like so, count choose rest bool, and then count choose rest bool over here, right? In this case, we're adding one. In this case, right, it means that it's false. We don't want to count the falses, right? That's why we're adding nothing, right? So that's why there are two versions of recursive calls here, right? And we take one of them, not both of them, but one of them, depending if we see a true, right? If we see a true, we want to add a 1 because we want to count those up, right? But if it's a false, right, we don't want to add anything like so. And I recommend you guys use the stepper over these tests to more deeply understand it if you want to really understand the mechanical level of why this works. But nonetheless, as always, don't be too concerned with the mechanical level things for now. Anywho, that is about it for this one, and I will catch you in the next one.